Hi, Peter. How are you?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
As soon as you walked in the Wonder Woman outfit.
Well, got to do what I do. Peter, tell us a little bit about some of the roles that you're playing recently.
The most recent role that people are familiar with was Daredevil Season 1. Came out last April. Daredevil Season 2 is coming out in 3 weeks. Really can't talk about that.
Okay. All right. Secret.
Yeah, and of course,
fine.
people might know me from Falling Skies, Steven Spielberg's Falling Skies on TNT. Aside from that, I don't know. I'm just working on a few indie projects, and I got some things coming down the pike that I can't talk about. But,
Okay.
Daredevil Season 2.
Very secretive. So you said you've worked on some indie projects.
Yep.
You work on both indie and big projects.
Sure do.
What do you prefer working on?
Well, I'm fortunate enough to work on some bigger, higher budget studio projects that I really love. Like I worked with Spielberg, I'm in Stan Lee's Daredevil, at least Season 1. So those are great. They're thrilling to work on. But in the process-wise, I really enjoy working on indies because a lot of times I get brought on board and I get to work with creators that are actually, they're doing double duty as my friends. So I get to, my voice is really heard in indies. That's something that you don't really have have opportunity to explore with studio movies because they have a game plan, a map, and they got to follow it. And if you have any suggestions, you're usually not heard. But then again, I love the exposure of these big, high-budget productions.
Now, how did you get into acting too?
The hard way. I mean, I'm Canadian, so I grew up in Montreal, and as I started pursuing acting maybe when I was 14, 15 years old, my parents thought I was out of my mind, and then I started taking road trips from Montreal to California, starting at 17, driving 5 days here and then 5 days back, and I was pretty obsessed since I was a teen, and it's continued on to now, but in the end it takes like perseverance and almost a kind of obsession. So I was obsessed with acting since I was a kid.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. I just wanted to ask you your experience of being an Asian man in the industry, how that's been for you.
Oh, I have so many opportunities. No, it's difficult. It's difficult, but going into or venturing into the business, I knew that it was exactly because of that I got into it. I felt that there wasn't enough good representation of Asian male actors. Still isn't, but I thought that I perhaps would be able to fill that void.
Absolutely.
But I get a lot of alpha male roles. I would love to have alpha male roles where they're actually morally driven. I'm playing a lot of evil guys, strong, but I think it's about time to have Asian male actors portray good guys as opposed to martial arts villains all the time. I'm not complaining. Fortunately, I got to play the villain in the best kind of way in a Marvel TV show. But I would love to see some more inclusivity and diversity in film. But it's a slow, arduous process, but things are happening with the social networking. I could see things happening. Industry in the last few months with the Oscar so white controversy, they're already making changes. There's things happening, and I'm confident about it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much for your time today. It was such a pleasure.
My pleasure.
Yeah, we look forward to seeing your future work.